In this episode, we break down as to what goes into a solid startup data room and why it matters. Whether you're raising your pre-seed or your seed round, the data room becomes your due diligence hub. Learn what to include in it, what to share, and how to keep it organized. And the common mistakes that most founders make. Will take you through what a data room really is and what it's not. What documents to include at the pre-seed and the seed stage, how to structure your folder for maximum clarity, why the timing and the format matter more than you think, and finally, the pro tips to track the investor engagement. If you're raising, do submit your pitch deck for review at pallavisegal.com/pitch deck. The startup data room, what investors really expect. In this episode of Capital Compass, we are breaking down the critical but often overlooked part of your fundraising process, that's the data room. What it is, what to include, and why it can make or break your raise. Let's start with what exactly is a data room. A data room is a centralized folder. It might be on a Google Drive or a Notion, where you keep all the core elements that an investor might ask you for after the first call. Think of it as your due diligence hub. It is not your pitch deck. It is not something that you share upfront. But once interest builds, then the investors will expect it. The folders within the data room need to be labeled clearly. They need to have easy permissions, and the data room itself should be structured with respect to navigation. It should not be about 20 loose PDFs. This brings us to what to include and what not to include in the pre-seed or seed stage data room. Here's what investors typically look for at the early stage. Keep it concise, you're showing traction, not flooding them. The core documents are the pitch deck, the one page or the executive summary, the fundraising plan plus the round size, the cap table, fully diluted current and post-money view, safe or convertible notes template if you're using one, product demo or the screenshots, financial model, even if it's simple, use assumptions. And then the customer testimonials or logos if they are available, and finally any PR or the press mentions. You can also include market sizing document, the team bios or the hiring plan, and the tech architecture if it's relevant for your investors. This brings us to the data room mistakes that you need to avoid. Founders often go wrong here, and here's what to avoid. Overloading with detail, don't share a 10-year projection or code. Second, sharing the data room too early, wait for interest. Thirdly, forgetting to update it over time. Fourthly, having a messy or unstructured folder. It looks amateur. A pro tip out here is that put everything in the master folder. Use subfolders if they are needed, and include a simple README document at the top explaining what's inside. How to make the data room work for you. Once you have built it, keep using it. When you send investor updates, mention what's changed in the data room. We have just added the June matrix, or we have added the updated version of our financial model, which is now live. A pro tip out here is tools like Notion and DocSend allow you to track views. This gives you insight into who's actively digging in. In closing, we'd like to recap by saying that your data room is your investor back office. Done right, it builds trust and saves time. So build it before you need it. Keep it clean, light, and up to date. Share it only when the interest is real. This is Capital Compass. Like and subscribe to stay ahead in your fundraising journey. This brings us to a wrap of this particular episode. Hope you have liked this episode. Stay tuned in for more episodes of Capital Compass.